Do Patrick's moves make you crazy? Has Bono got you going? Or is Springsteen the boss of your heart?
If you answered yes, you might have a celebrity crush in the 80s. So today we're going to be talking about celebrity crushes in the 80s, and this video was a special request from our friend Shannon on Instagram. Shannon, this one's for you.
I have to admit, this whole phenomenon about celebrity crushes is kind of foreign to me because I think as a guy growing up in the 80s, we were probably more realistic about, one, would we ever really meet that celebrity, and two, would they really be into us? So, this is a little out of my league, but obviously by looking at some of these magazines that, like Teen Beat, that girls used to read, and hearing Abby talk about her celebrity crushes, this was a thing.
It was totally a thing. Just take a look at these Tiger Beat magazines from the 80s. They're just full of pictures and stories and they're all about guys.
Yeah.
They're totally geared towards girls. And they all have these pin-up pictures inside. We would put these all over our walls, for sure. Like my wall was just lined with posters in the 80s. How about you? Did you have any posters?
I had no posters. I was a Star Wars geek, so I had Star Wars things on my wall.
I would have had something like this. Now, you know who that is, though, right?
Well, that's Scott Baio. Yeah. I watched Happy Days.
Yeah, so Scott Baio, Chachi, later Charles in Charge. Now, did you watch that show?
I saw it a few times, but didn't watch it very much.
Okay. Great show. He was very cute. Now, lots of girls in the 80s had crushes on Scott Baio. I was not one of those girls. I did think he was cute, but I wouldn't say I had a crush on him. But my babysitter did.
Okay, now that you've opened up this can of worms, Abby, who are some celebrity crushes that you had?
Oh, okay. Well, my first one, I have some visual aids here.
Oh, wow.
So, my first one was George Michael from Wham, of course.
Of course.
He's hot, and his music was great. I loved the videos. I was all about Wham. In fact, one year, I was so into Wham, I wanted to have a Wham-themed birthday party, but unfortunately, they didn't make, at the bakery, when you picked out your cake, Wham wasn't a choice. So, I just made my own.
Way to improvise.
Yeah. The next one you could probably guess, and my biggest celebrity crush. I know you know this.
Oh, I know who this is.
Okay, you want to tell us who it is?
Let me guess.
They probably know too, right?
That would be the Iceman, Val Kilmer.
It is. I loved Val Kilmer, still love Val Kilmer, and he's coming out with a movie soon that's going to be a biography about his life, a documentary. I'm pretty excited about that, and he was definitely my biggest celebrity crush. But I had others because every girl I knew was crushing on some of the boy bands. And of course, in the late 80s, we had New Kids on the Block. Now, I just found this book in among my photo albums. It's just a fan book about New Kids on the Block, and it has little facts about them and pictures about them. And I loved them. You guys know I've seen them. Maybe you don't know. I've seen them 3 times in concert. And yeah.
So that comment just joggled a memory with me. I actually did have an encounter with a girlfriend in high school that had a mad crush on all these New Kids on the Block. And it really made me mad. It really was a contentious part of our relationship because she was ready to cut me loose at any moment.
Yeah. If Donnie Wahlberg showed up on her door,
I was out of
you're
there.
toast. Right?
That's right.
Now, he was my favorite. They're all cute.
But I always thought it was stupid because I'm like, there's no chance in the world that you're going to score any of those dudes.
I know, but for some reason we had this unrealistic fantasy that maybe we would. We'd run into them and they would sweep us off our feet. Right, girls? You know what I'm talking about.
Of course, I'm thinking, why do you want that when you can get all this?
I don't have a celebrity crush now. There's another one that I wanted to show you guys. So this one was maybe not as popular, he wasn't as big of a star, so maybe I thought I had a little inkling of a chance. So that was this guy. This is Chris Young.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah. So I wrote him a fan letter, and he sent me this postcard, and he signed it on the back, you guys. So, I mean, it's obviously love. If you don't know who this is, Chris Young was an actor in the late 80s and early 90s. His most famous role was he played the son in The Great Outdoors.
Oh.
Remember that one?
I
with
thought,
John Candy?
I don't remember him, but I remember the hot girl from The Great Outdoors.
Oh, he was into the hot girl. Yeah, they were a couple.
I thought she was pretty cute.
She was. So he was the love interest of the hot girl in that movie. Great movie, by the way. If you haven't seen The Great Outdoors, you should definitely watch it. So even though you didn't have like all these pinup magazines and all of that, I'm sure you had some celebrity crushes. So who did you like back in the 80s?
I had one that's somewhat memorable, and I'll give you a hint. I wanted to be her. I'm not going to sing it for you, but I wanted to be her cool writer, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes.
Grease 2. Man, I was in love.
He's always trying to get me to watch Grease 2, and I gotta be honest, I did not like that movie. You guys will have to let us know in the comments what you thought about it. I know some people really liked it. He loved it, obviously.
Oh man, she was so hot.
I mean, but I'm such
Still is.
She is. She looks good. If you haven't seen her lately, you should look her up. She looks really great. She's on Instagram.
She's held up very nicely.
She has. I will give her that. I was always such a big Olivia Newton-John fan that I had a hard time getting behind Grease 2 with Michelle Pfeiffer. But he loves that movie, so we'll let him have it. As
a kid of the late 70s and definitely 80s, Sandy was pretty hot too.
Yes, she was, and she still looks great as well. Do you find yourself wondering throughout the day what Scott Baio is up to?
No. Maybe I should be reading this to you.
This is so cute. Okay, it's like a whole article each day of the week what Scott Baio's up to. It's like his little diary. I mean, these magazines are hilarious. They all had a pinup inside.
Well, for you Dallas fans.
Oh, do you guys remember him? That's Greg Effigan.
Remember the Runaway episode?
The Runaway, yes, one of my favorites. But he plays a really shady dude in that episode, and he...
we always refer to him as the creepy guy?
We just call him the creepy guy, the shady dude, but yeah.
Oh, there's another Scott.
There he is, he signed
He's
it.
He's everywhere.
They make it look like they signed it. They put their little autographs on there. And oh, here's a good one. Matt Dillon.
Ooh, Matt Dillon.
All our Outsiders fans will recognize him. Look how young he is, you guys. Oh my gosh. So cute with that long hair.
And another Dallas alum right here.
Oh, yes.
Chris Atkins.
Chris Atkins. We loved him. He plays Peter.
Yeah.
So we want to know who was your celebrity crush in the 80s. Please leave it in the comments below. And Keith has some parting words for us.
All right, guys. So if you feel like you might be a person that has a celebrity crush, I got a little bit of advice for you here from August '88 from Young Miss Magazine.
Okay.
Star crushes are a terrific temporary escape from reality when things get tough. But when a crush becomes a major interference in your life, it's time to take steps to balance your fantasies with reality. When you feel your crush is seriously out of control, confide in your friends or parents. Join school clubs or volunteer for community projects. Stay open to making new friends and meeting guys who, although not perfect, are special in their own ways. The average guy is just as eager to be liked as you are.
That's good advice. Back then and now. Hey, thanks for watching. We will see you next time.